Hello guys, this is Octavius from North American Archery. Thank you so much for tuning into our channel. Today, I want to talk to you about the Velociraptor Chronograph. Now you can see it's windy, it's kind of chilly out today, and I didn't expect the box to fall over on me like that, but the point of the video is going to be, and I want you to watch it, is on this Velociraptor Chronograph that I picked up from Three Rivers Archery. As you can see, it's still in the box, ready to be opened, and I haven't even used it yet. Just a fun fact about me, I have never actually used a chronograph in my entire bow hunting or archery career. I just don't worry about speed too much. As long as I can pass through an animal or hit where I'm looking at and it has good arrow trajectory, that's all I care about. But with me reviewing bows on the channel, as well as tuning arrows to different bows for different people, as well as the bows I own and bows I'm going to acquire, I'm like, you know what, let me get a chronograph that's not going to hit the pocket too hard, that's going to support Three Rivers Archery, and maybe people on the channel will actually want to try themselves. So let me go ahead and give you my honest opinion on the Velociraptor chronograph. Stay tuned. So I got it open here, my first unboxing ever on the channel, to be honest with you. This right here is the Bow Medic. It says first aid for your compound bow, fix it in the field. That's what it says. You can read, but I'm gonna read to you anyways. This right here says work well with modern weapons. You can do the compound, rifle, or gun. We're just doing pretty much traditional equipment out of this, traditional bows. And you can see that it got aluminum body, stainless steel material, support rods, industrial grade core components, stable performance with small error, large effective induction area, convenient use and high sensitivity, simple operation, large LCD screen, meters per second, feet per second. Feet per second is what we want in America. Operating range is 5 to 6,500 feet per second. So you can use this on guns as well. But we're going to use it just on traditional bows and arrows on this channel. So there's a Velociraptor chronograph in the box, still in the wrapping, I should say. Right here is the tripod, and there is the actual unit itself. Let's see here. If I flip it over, it has a light kit here in the front. And so yeah, let's get this thing opened up and see what it has the capability to do. Stay tuned. The other thing we got to talk about as well is that you got to get yourself a grain scale. I've had this for years. I got it from Three Rivers Archery as well. And what it does is that you open this thing up here and it has a scale on it. And you just go ahead and turn it on. And I might need to do a video on how to use one of these things. But anyways, I just hit the mode right here until I get grains, which is the GRN in the corner there. Then I take my arrow and then I can balance it where the FOC is. And right now it's kind of windy out here. I know it's 600 and something. 626 grains. Actually, yeah, 600. It should be like 650 some grains. I'm trying to get this to balance and the wind's terrible. But anyways, this is about a 660 grain arrow last time I checked. But what I want to show you is when you want to do the kinetic energy on the chronograph, is that you want to actually go ahead and hit the mode a couple times. It goes through ounces and then it goes up to grams with a G. Then you take that arrow and you put it back on the scale, and then it'll give you your grams. So right here, this should be a 40 gram arrow, 40 gram, excuse me, is what it should be. Right now the wind's all over the place, but it's going to say 41 grams. I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes. So now what I want to do is walk you over here to the actual chronograph. Now this is all set up, ready to go. There's the tripod right here. It has extenders on it that can extend down to the ground. adjustment level right there for the tripod, and then there's another level on the actual base of the actual unit itself. So you want to make sure this is level when you're using a chronograph for sure, or you shouldn't be even messing with it because it's not going to be accurate. So the next thing I want to do is show you when you turn the machine on. Here's the lights on it. Okay, I'm shooting at that deer down there, and basically you want to turn this on. This is how I had to figure all this stuff out without reading the directions. Let me go ahead and turn this on here. As soon as it goes like that, hit it once and it goes to feet per second. Okay, if you don't, I'm turning it back off again. If you don't do that, what it's going to do by default is go to meters per second. Okay, so you want to make sure that, you know, when you turn this on like that, you gotta hit that stop button immediately to get it to go to feet per second. Let me turn it off, show you. Then you go hit that button immediately. Okay, it's hard to do this one-handed. Okay, there you go, feet per second. That SU that comes up on there, that's for when you want to measure kinetic energy. That is when your grams, come into play. So if I want to measure my actual grams on that grain scale over there and then put it inside of here, then I can know what my foot pounds at the point of impact will be on an animal. That way I know if my setup is accurate depending on what animal I'm hunting. Okay, so this will come in handy moving forward. I never own one, like I said, but let me go ahead and shoot a couple arrows using both feet per second as well as the kinetic energy and give you some demonstrations. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so now I got it set up on a 3D animal, and I'm going to shoot 3 arrows to see kind of what my average is on this 60-pound bow from A&H Archery out of Colorado, and my actual arrow is 660 grains. So this is actually a hunting setup for sure. At least 10 grains per pound for sure, and can take down pretty much any animal in North America. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see kind of what the speed is after all that. $169.7. Guys, that's fast. This bow is a 60-pound bow, and I got a 30-inch draw length. I got it right, but I'm shooting a 660 grain arrow, so that's a fast arrow at that much grains. Okay, so let me shoot one more. $170.6. This is actually the last one. I want to shoot at least 3 for an average. Try not to break an arrow here. $173. So it's safe to say that the average is about 170 feet per second. That's pretty fast for a hunting setup. So that's how you kind of use this. I've never had it before, like I said, but I think that I could put this to good use throughout the season and throughout archery in general. Tuning arrows, checking to see, to make sure that I have the kinetic energy that I want, the speed that I want to hunt certain animals, whether it's big game or small game. So I think this is gonna work out pretty good. The next thing I want to do is to check the kinetic energy, which is checking the foot pounds at impact. Let's check that out. Okay, right now what I got is that I restarted it. I don't think I have to, but just for demonstration purposes, I want to kind of show you what I did. Right now it says 41. My arrow converted from grains to grams is 41 grams. So I put that in here, okay? And now I'm going to push the stop button, and it locks in there. And then when it has 2 double lines, that means it's going to do it automatically for me as I shoot. And so what you're looking for kinetic energy even though I never went off this, but this is something I've heard over the years. Kinetic energy, let's say for a buck, you're going to shoot a buck out in the woods, right? American whitetail, okay? You want about 25 to about 40 foot-pounds at impact of kinetic energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what this bow does, and let's see what average it is. $55.8. See the next one. $55.1. $56.8. So it's safe to say that pretty much I'm about 55 pounds of kinetic energy. But to put that in perspective, I think what I've heard over the years is about 65 is about what you want to hunt a grizzly bear. So all I would have to do is drop my arrow weight a little bit, and I'll have enough to smoke a grizzly bear if I wanted to go hunting like Fred Bear did, right? So, but far as any animal that I normally hunt other than a grizzly bear, that would completely pass through that animal in my opinion. So that's the reason why I shoot a high poundage bow. Now that's something I knew, that this bow was very deadly because I've shot a lot of different animals with it, but this is something that it will help me confirm that now moving forward. So overall, I think I've covered most of the features on this unit. It is the Bow Medic Velociraptor Chronograph. It's not that expensive. I think I got it at Three Rivers Archery for about 140 bucks. Shipped to me was like 145. I can't remember, but I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, support Three Rivers Archery by ordering it through them. I could have ordered it on Amazon, but I made sure I ordered through Three Rivers. Me being from Indiana and living 45 minutes from there, or at least 40 minutes away from there my entire life, I always wanted to go in there and support them when I could. So here's the thing, guys. I hope this helps you make a decision on this chronograph. And as always, you don't have to get ready when you stay ready. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.